Hello there, Capricorn. Thank you so much for stopping by for your monthly in-depth tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the month of July, and the first segment of this video is going to cover July the 1st through the 17th, and then later on we'll talk about July the 18th through the 31st. So I did already shuffle your cards and put them down on the table just for a matter of speed. So let's go ahead and jump right in, Capricorn. The first thing that I'm looking at here tells me about your environment, and your environment is any place where you have energy or effort invested. Usually it's home, but it could be somewhere else, so you want to kind of keep an open mind about what I may be looking at here, what environment this might be. But it looks like there's a lot of communication going on in your environment, about your environment, or around your environment. A lot of different communication that is happening, messages going back and forth, just figuring things out. I feel like you're just figuring things out with somebody else whenever it comes to your environment, or maybe even with multiple somebody else's, okay? You could be setting appointments, all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's look next at your subconscious leanings. So Capricorns, I think that what you're looking at subconsciously is different things that you could do to improve your life or your quality of life or how you live. And so you are really focused on looking at all the options at this point, at least in your subconscious. Now, looking next at your learning style and also your communication style, I do feel that for your learning style, the things that you're digging into where you're looking for information are those things that, you have a lot of emotional reasons to dig into this and to find information. And as far as your communication style, I do feel like you are passing along very important information and probably even beautiful messages to other people in your sphere of influence during this time. I think that we've got some messages of appreciation going out from you to others, and really a lot of emotion in almost all of your communication during this point. Next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about work for you Capricorns, and this is interesting. You guys have the High Priestess showing up for work. Now, for me, that shows up for work all the time. So I don't know, are a bunch of you Capricorns readers out there? But this basically shows if you're not somebody who is doing some reading, that type of work, then this would show that whatever your work is, you're finding that those intuitive nudges that are coming in are extremely beneficial to you at this point in time. Okay. Next thing that I'm looking at does talk to me about that part of your personality which is growing or expanding right now, Capricorns. And it looks like you're getting a chance to get back to something that you had put on the back burner previously in the hopes that you could come back to this activity, hobby, whatever. And so now that's being revitalized and rejuvenated, and you're really enjoying it as you get back to this thing. Now, someone that you stand for that's showing up in this spread is somebody that is younger than you, and I think that this person actually is really sensitive. They may have imaginary friends, which means they may be operating in mediumship at a young age, or they may just be highly empathic, so they're very aware of the emotions of the people around them on an everyday continuous basis. But there's somebody who is very sensitive. This is going to be somebody who's younger than you, and I feel like we're talking, like a child younger than you. That somebody is questioning you about, and so you're standing up for this person, or you're explaining this little one. Now, how the person who's questioning you about this younger person feels after you've talked about them is they feel like there's something going on between you and this little person, and you have achieved some type of goal with this little person. So maybe you were wanting to teach this little person something, and now they are getting to that point where they understand that thing that you wanted to teach them, something like that. Or, maybe you wanted to go somewhere and do something with this little person, and that's happened. Maybe you just wanted for this little person to learn how to protect themselves psychically, and that happened. Anyway, I mean, we could do examples like all night long here, but that would be sort of wasteful. anyway, there's some kind of goal that you were hoping to reach with this little one, and this other person is feeling like you have reached that goal. So next, let's look at the lesson or experience during this time frame. Capricorns. Am I looking at you or somebody else? I feel like you're witnessing somebody in your sphere of influence who is cutting out somebody else. I don't feel like they're cutting you out, but I think that you're watching them cut somebody else out. So this could be somebody who's a really close friend to you who has just decided that there's someone in their life that they're not talking to anymore. And so I think you're witnessing this, whatever this situation is where somebody is cutting off communication with somebody else. I think that you're witnessing this, and you may even be the sounding board that this other person is you know, they're coming to you to kind of to sort of have a sanity check-in. You know, sometimes we deal with people that make us wonder if we're asking too much of them or not. And I feel like this person just kind of wants to check in and make sure that, you know, they don't have unreasonable expectations from this other person before they actually cut them off. So I think you're going to be kind of a sidelines participant, and that you're going to be that support person for this person who is cutting someone else off. Now, here's the thing. I don't see, when this person cuts that other person off, I don't see this being the end of that situation. I do think that communications will end up being resumed, and actually they will end up being resumed pretty quickly. And I think this is going to leave you feeling a little bit frustrated, like you asked for my advice, you went through with it, why would you back off of that? And so I think you're feeling a little bit frustrated with your friend or your family member, whoever it is that's doing this, because you feel pretty sure that they were making the right move, and to go backwards now is a little befuddling. Okay? And then the last thing that we have showing up here, Capricorn, is going to be right around July 16th, July 17th. You've got somebody in your sphere of influence that you are interacting with, and this person, I'm just going to say it the way Spirit's saying it to me, this person is a liar. This person is a liar. Okay? And I'm not saying lawyer. I know some of you misheard me. I'm saying liar. This is somebody who is probably a male for most of you, or has very strong assertive energy if it's a female. But this is somebody that's coming in, and I feel like they're just telling bold-faced lies right to your face, Capricorn. And I feel like you know that what they're saying is a bold-faced lie. And yet, there they are, still saying it. Just like they expect you to believe them when you already know the truth. This is one of those situations that can kind of make you question your own sanity when somebody can do this. So, you know, I guess when this happens, just try to think back and remember this reading and go, you know what? I already know the scoop, buddy. I'm not going to be questioning my sanity here. I know that what you're telling me is not true. I know that I already know the real deal anyway. And you trying to pretend that that's not the deal is not going to change anything. All right? That's what I hope you do, Capricorn. I hope they don't actually make you question what the reality is. Anyway, so that is the first part of the month. I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, we'll look at the second part of the month. See you soon, Capricorn. Welcome back, Capricorn. Now we're looking at July the 18th through the 31st. Once again, I've already shuffled your cards and placed them on the table, so let's jump right in. Capricorns, first thing that we're looking at does talk to me about your environment, which is any place where you have energy or effort invested. And what we have showing up here is that your environment is going through some major changes. This is going to be something that you won't be able to miss. So there could be some repainting. There could be anything, really unlimited. There could be some new landscaping. It could be like, if this is your work environment, this could be that there's a big shakeup in people who are at the work environment. Even in the home, this could be a change around of people who are in your home. But this is big transformations that are coming through for your environment in one way or another. And like I like to remind you guys, this is a general reading. So if you want to have more of the specifics about what kind of changes are showing up here, then you would want to get a private reading. Capricorns, next off, let's look at your subconscious leanings. And so what we have is there's some kind of good news about money or about material goods that has shown up. And I think that you are expecting this information before it actually comes in. And I think you're working on, what am I going to do with that extra whatever it is? You know, if somebody is giving you some kind of material good, or if, you know, you're getting some kind of material good super cheap at a great deal, or if you've got money coming in, you're at your subconscious level, you're already making plans for, okay, what am I going to be doing with these extra assets that are showing up? Okay. So subconscious is making plans about some kind of good news that either you're expecting to hear or that you already have heard about money or about material goods. Learning style, learning style. I think really for learning right now, you're focusing on enlightenment and raising your vibration. And as far as your communication style, okay, so Capricorns, I really think that the communication that you have when you're talking to somebody, that somebody is not the last person that hears what you have to say. I think that what you're saying is being repeated to other people and sort of having a ripple effect. So, you know, you could have something like a YouTube channel or some, you know, you don't even have to have a YouTube channel. It could just be that who you're talking to, who you're sharing information with, is sharing this information with other people as well for a ripple effect. So whether you're doing it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, in person, whatever, the information that you're sharing is reaching out a lot further than you could personally reach just by yourself. Okay? Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Next thing we have showing up here, Capricorns, talks to me about work. And this is really interesting because we were just talking about communication, and really almost communication with the masses is kind of what I really want to say there. And work has to do with this whole idea about a brand new communication or a brand new type of communication. Maybe you guys are involved with creating a new social media platform, or, you know, maybe this is just a new communication going out. So a new communication could also be, maybe you've decided that you want to send out resumes, so you've created a new resume, and that's a new communication going out. So work just has to do with some kind of new communication going out. You can be inviting partners to join you, all kinds of ways that that can manifest. Next up, talks to me about that part of your personality, which is growing or expanding right now. And I think that you're doing a lot of talk about money, about increase, about, you know, maybe investment, but definitely talking about how to make your money make money is what I'm hearing. And so I feel like where you're growing or expanding is you're talking to a lot of different people about this, or maybe it would be better to say you're listening to a lot of different people about this, gathering up energy. But I also get the sense that you're sharing energy as well. So there may be some kind of exchange. You know, maybe you're going to meet up groups with other investors or something along those lines. Next thing we're looking at does talk to me about something that you stand for, and I think that there is some kind of idea that you have that's very much creative and happiness making for you, just emotionally satisfying. And I think that you're starting to take a little bit of action towards making this idea into a reality, and somebody has asked you to explain, what on earth are you doing? Why are you doing that? Or they've even confronted you about it. And so you've explained this to them, explained a little bit about what you're doing. And what they're seeing is that from their perspective, they're feeling like you've kind of been stuck for a long time, and now you're sort of letting your creative juices flow. You're thinking outside the box. You're pursuing this idea. And so it looks to me like they feel like you've sort of broken free from a blockage. I feel like they're actually very happy for you, Capricorn. Next thing that I'm looking at just talks to me about the lesson or experience that you're having during this time frame. And for you, I think this is much more of an experience than a lesson. Well, it could be a lesson too. Because what I'm really picking up on is I think you're interacting with somebody who is more or less mentoring you with this idea that you have. So maybe you are learning something too, but this is centered around this information coming in from this person. And this person is going to be somebody who has more experience with things that are similar to your idea. Somebody who is really good at thinking outside the box and able to problem solve really, really well. And so I feel like this is somebody that kind of knows the ropes about your idea that you want to do. And so they're able to help you move forward with less of a learning curve by paying attention to them and the things that they tell you about that they've been through. So at the same time that this is happening, I think that, you're not really necessarily making plans for the future. You're not setting any expectations. You're just very much being in the moment and seeing where things lead and really kind of getting prepared for the next steps that are coming up. So I think that that, once I accomplish whatever it is that you're setting out to accomplish towards this idea in the moment, then it's on to the next step, and then on to the next step, and then on to the next step. So where you're very focused on the now and accomplishing this step that is right here, I think you're also making sure that as you accomplish that, you are setting yourself in a good position to accomplish the next step that's coming up as well. So you're being strategic about this is basically what I'm trying to say. And then the last thing that we have showing up, coming in more at the end of the month, has to do with this idea of friends and tribe members. I feel like there are some friends or tribe members that you're telling a little bit about this project or this idea, and maybe even seeing if they want to be involved, and if they do, at what level, maybe giving them that invitation. And I think there's also something to celebrate here already. So I think you've already hit some kind of landmark or milestone. And so this is, celebrating with those other people who know what you're up to. That's kind of a great way to end that, huh? Thank you very much for being here, Capricorns. I appreciate it. Looking forward to doing some private readings for some of you as you go along on your journey and looking for guidance and clarification. And thank you to those of you not only who are ordering private readings and private Reiki sessions, but also to those of you who are just watching the video, and to those who put on thumbs ups and shares. Thumbs ups, comments, shares, all that stuff adds to the logarithmic formula that gets me in front of more people. So every time you guys do something like that, I do appreciate it very much. Everyone have a fantastic month. And looking forward to seeing some of you here in private, and the rest of you I'll see back on the next video. Peace out.